On today's edition of 10 Minutes to Your Health, we're uncovering how lifestyle medicine can revolutionize the way we think about wellness and long-term well-being. Dr. Anna K. Harvey, medical doctor specializing in the transformative field of lifestyle medicine, is here to share more on this. Good morning. Thank you for being
Welcome.
here.
Good morning.
Looking so bright in your yellow.
Thank you.
Tell me, what is lifestyle medicine?
So, lifestyle medicine looks at evidence-based approach to prevent, treat, and possibly reverse some of our chronic diseases. When compared to traditional medicine, which only treats the symptoms through medication or surgery, lifestyle medicine actually looks at the root cause, and oftentimes it's our daily habits.
Oh. So it's looking at, it's proactive medicine then?
Yes, pretty much.
Okay.
Is it either or you use
It's a mixture of
traditional,
both preventative and actually, treating through lifestyle habits. So it's preventative, transformative.
So tell us what that looks like in real terms. So, for example, Neferil comes to you and you say, you need to engage in lifestyle medicine. What does that look like?
Okay, so there are actually 6 pillars of lifestyle medicine. And an easy way to remember it is health. So H is for healthy eating, which actually looks at your nutrition. We focus on a whole foods, plant-based predominant eating pattern. And what that looks like on your plate is that half a plate should be filled with healthy leafy greens. Like basically you're eating the rainbow. Quarter of the plate should be consisted of your healthy fats, arachidine or setins, nuts and seeds. And the last quarter of our plate should have your healthy legumes and our whole grains. And that's the H. Now, E is for exercise or physical activity. The recommendation is that we should obtain at least 150 to 300 minutes of moderate intensity exercise per week. What that is that when you're exercising, you should feel that your heart rate is going up, your breathing rate is increasing, and you should still be able to hold that conversation. And an example of an activity is dancing. Or another recommendation is that we should get 75 minutes to 150 minutes of vigorous intensity activity. And basically your heart rate goes up, your breathing rate goes up, but you're not able to hold a conversation. And an example of that is running or cardio.
So if you're doing moderate, it's how many minutes?
It's
100,
150
to 300. And if you're doing intense, it's 75
to 150.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that you could do less if you were going harder.
Right.
That's interesting.
I think maybe I didn't ask the question the right way before when I said it's either or. I mean, traditional medicine as opposed to lifestyle medicine. So if I come to you, as Sim says, is it straight lifestyle, or you might still give me a tablet, but then you say go run 2 laps type of thing?
If needs be, it is on a case-by-case situation. Depends on what you're coming to me with. But on assessment, you do a full lifestyle screen, and we see where we can tweak whatever measures is off to obtain your optimal health.
Before you get to the lifestyle screen, because I want to know what that looks like, you're on exercise. So we're doing health in the pillars. We're on H, we're on E. What's A?
A is avoidance of risky substances.
Okay.
So, for example, we should avoid tobacco at all costs and secondhand smoking. If you drink alcohol, the recommendation for women is at least 1 alcoholic drink per day, and for men, 2 alcoholic drinks per day. And
some alcoholic drinks are better than others. So red wine might be better than a rum, might be better, right?
Because red wine does have your antioxidants,
right.
anti-cancer, anti-inflammation.
See, Nev? Okay. So when I'm going home to drink, a joke. It's too early. I know Chris says it's 12 o'clock somewhere, but okay, so L?
So L is for love and connections, and this emphasizes social connections. So, I mean, if you're exercising, get a partner to work with you, connect with your friends at least every day, as much as often, because this helps to balance us emotionally. We go through a lot of stress every day, and a good support system is needed.
And isolation has been proven to make people sick.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's HEALT.
And T is for taming stress. Now, we all have...
T is for?
Taming stress.
Taming, okay.
So we all go through life having stressors, right? And it's important to find something that you enjoy that helps to relieve your stress. This could be for reading, this could be exercising, practicing mindfulness, engaging in breathing activities, whatever it is that could be used to employ to reduce stress, you can do so. And if it becomes overwhelming, seek professional help.
But Dr. Anna, all I know is stress. All I know I am stressed.
The lifestyle screen will tell you.
Yes, the lifestyle screen will tell you.
Right? You're not listening. What's the final pillar? Final H?
So the final H is healthy sleep. So healthy sleep looks at restorative sleep. We need to get at least 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night. And what that looks like.
We are doomed.
I get 8 to 9 per month.
Jeez,
my.
yeah, we're not good sleepers on this couch, yeah.
So what that looks like is before going to bed, at least an hour before, turn off all screens, avoid caffeine, avoid eating within 2 to 3 hours of bedtime. And you could also have your pre-sleep rituals, which means meditation. It could mean prayer. It could mean reading a book or taking a warm bubble bath.
Hold on, Dr. Anna, man. What you say? We mustn't eat like 2-3 hours before we go sleep?
Right.
Seriously?
Yes.
So if I'm going to go bed from 9 o'clock, I must eat from after 6?
It's recommended not to. I mean, it depends on what your bedtime is because you're supposed to actually go to bed the same time, arise at the same time.
Yes, so, to set your body's circadian rhythm.
Right.
Well, you know, why you don't come to me? Dr. Sim.
Dr. Anna, I get up and I get up like 12 o'clock and I go drink something and I don't know why, but you don't know it's bothering you. Maybe till it bother you.
Right. Since you go to the doctor and you realize, why is my pressure so high?
Exactly.
And you're calm.
Exactly.
But the thing is, the sleep is off. We have a lot of cases where there's silent death in the sleep, and all because we're doing all these activities that are keeping up late in the night. And it's very important for us to get that pillar between at least 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. because that's a very critical period where your cortisol levels are, you need to maintain that level there. It balances your hormone, prevents you from having cravings, and it's very important because it prepares the body for the next day. You need to get rid of all the toxins that's in the body.
You know what I love about lifestyle medicine is the incorporation of the mental health aspect of it and the link and the importance of the awareness between the link of that and the physiological manifestations, right? If you're not sleeping, if you're stressed out and your mind is not right, you're not going to sleep, you're not going to eat properly. What is exercise? Who cares? And so there's an inextricable link that we have to acknowledge before we can get the whole person right. So how do you test when we come in to make sure that our body is aligned in both ways? AKA, when I come in and say I want a lifestyle screen, how do you test me?
Okay, so the lifestyle screen consists of a whole barrage of questions for each pillar. So basically, there's a score that, okay, if you're getting X amount of sleep, it's not really specific. It's just a long, detailed assessment, probably about 1 hour and 45 minutes. Very detailed, yes.
After that, must sleep. Yeah, and that will tell you what you then need to do in terms of lifestyle adjustment,
right?
And then, if necessary, medical intervention.
Which I want to jump on what Sim just said, and I asked already about whether it's either or. Do you find that? I guess you're going to tell me it depends on what's wrong with you, but do you find that lifestyle medicine by itself can work for most illnesses?
For most, and it depends on the stage at where we catch you, but for sure, I've met a patient with skin cancer, and I, gave her some lifestyle medicine, because when she came to me, her skin was just really, really awful, and I told her, I gave her some advice with all the pillars, and she came to me maybe about a month later and said, Doc, I'm not having the flare-up again. I've practiced everything I obeyed what you said, I've made some changes, and I'm seeing fantastic results. So depending on the level of the stage of the cancer, it can actually kind of quiet to keep it dormant for a while.
Let me tell you something, guys. You see, stress is a killer. Lack of sleep will also kill you. So I would advocate for anybody, see, Doc, have it like a prescription right up there, so? I feel like Nephril needs to come and sit with you. But after he leaves and gets his assessment, I will come and sit with you. Truth is, he stresses me too. So if you can identify the stressors in your life and remove them, don't that's a good approach?
Yes.
Me not coming here tomorrow.
Can you just leave the studio, please? Leave the studio, because it stressed me out proper. Doc, thank you so much.
Where are you found, Doc, if people are interested and want to find out more?
Okay, so my IG handle is the.raw.plantbaseddoc. And you can also give me an email at ana.k, that's letter K, .harvey@gmail.com.
Yeah, man.
And for all inquiries.
Yeah. Lifestyle management. How do you think lifestyle diseases come about?
Yeah.
They call it that for a reason.
All the very, very best
Information.
to you and your family.
Thanks,
Thank
Doc.
you
God
so
bless.
much.
Lifestyle medicine physician. You go on. You
No,
go.
man.
No, you
I have
go.
I have a thing that I say every Thursday.
No, you go.
No, you finish.
No, you go.
Lifestyle medicine physician, Dr. Anna K. Harvey. 10 minutes to your health. We'll do it again next Thursday. All right, so we're trying to maintain a healthy lifestyle this Christmas. When we come back, we dig into some delicious plant-based Christmas cake. There you go. Soon come.